Hey guys, welcome to I'm a Biker, and this is the Aprilia RS 457, and let's check out what it's like to own one. So let's start, let's start right at the beginning. Now, when did you book your bike, and how has your buying experience been? I mean, see, Aprilia, they had their scooters and everything already, but and this sort of a bike is something that everybody has been, raving about a lot since they showed it. How is the buying experience? Because the scooters, it's a different buying experience, right? And the bigger bikes, it's again a whole different level.
Yes.
This is come somewhere in the mid segment, and how's the dealership response been, and how's the service response been? How's it been?
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me here. The buying experience has been superb. I waited about 3 months, I think, when the booking started.
So right at the beginning, you were the first.
Yes. I was sitting in front of the laptop, waiting to be one of the first ones to book it.
I think you're one of the first ones in Bangalore.
I am one of the first ones to get the bike in Bangalore, and I was the first one to get it in this shade, the prismatic dark.
Yeah, this looks really different. Like every angle you look, it's a different color. It looks really nice.
Yes. It's got this chameleonish look, purple from some angle, green from some angle. I got a gloss PPF on it done now, so it's got the glossy finish. But otherwise, it is originally matte.
Matte finish, right?
Yep. I got the bike from Falcon Mobikes in Banshankari, Bangalore. They have been super supportive. Right from the day of booking, they've been very patient. They've been answering all my queries.
Okay.
And the delivery experience was superb. They had a great event at that time. I really loved it. It was very memorable for me.
Yeah, I believe they kept sending you WhatsApp videos of the bike coming in the crate and everything.
Yes.
So that's really nice. Now you get a full premium experience.
Correct.
So, how many kilometers now on the bike?
I've done about 3,800 kilometers now. First service was done.
Okay. How is the cost of? How much is the cost of the first service?
The first service costed me 3,500, including the consumables. Labor was free, but yeah, with the consumables,
the engine oil
is about filter. 2 liters or so.
Okay, and the oil filter, everything.
Oil filter, all inclusive, about 3,500.
3,500 bucks. And how has the service been?
Service was very good. The technicians are skilled. Okay. They were trained on this bike. They had all the diagnostic tool and everything.
So it's been a really premium experience.
It was a good experience.
So right off the showroom, let's get into a little bit of the details. Like off the showroom, like we know that we've seen the reviews, we've ridden it, but once you own it, it's a whole different experience, right? So off the showroom in stock condition, what are the things that you immediately liked about the RS 457?
Yeah, immediately what I liked is the looks. First of all, it looks like the baby RS V4, RS 45. I already have an RS V4, so it looks very similar to that, and I love that about it. The engine is very tractable. You have torque in any given RPM. You can ride the bike at 1,500, 2,000 RPM, and the power delivery is so smooth.
Okay.
The bike does not jerk. So, for example, I had a KTM RC390 Gen 1. That thing will start jerking in the really low revs.
It's known for cutting off. Yeah.
So this does not have any jerks whatsoever. I gave the throttle. There is no jerk. The fueling is superb. There's no vibration really in the mid range, but in the very high revs you feel a slight buzz. But that's not something that bothers me.
At which RPM is that?
It's beyond 7,000, 8,000-ish RPM, but it still doesn't bother me. I mean, the character of the bike makes up for it.
Yeah, at that RPMs, you're actually flying already.
Yeah, the 270-degree crank, a lot of people have been praising for how it delivers the power. The typical parallel twins, you got to rev them up to the high revs, and like the Ninja 300 or the R3, they're all high revving screamers. This has torque anywhere in the rev range, and that makes it so much fun.
It sounds great also.
It sounds great. It sounds more like a V-twin and not like a typical parallel twin. So that's very unique. It's got a very unique whistle to it also.
Okay.
It's got a ram air intake. I don't know if you guys knew it. It has a ram air intake. Yeah. It sounds different. After a certain RPM, you hear that whistle, which is very unique and nice.
So in stock conditions, did you want to change anything immediately? Like I want to change maybe something on the seat or the handlebars, or did you feel anything?
With regard to ergonomics, I'm okay. I'm 6 feet tall. The ergonomics is somewhere between the R15 and the Ninja. The R15 being a little more aggressive.
Yeah, very aggressive.
The RC390 Gen 1 was a little more aggressive than this. The Ninja 300 and the R3 are a little more upright compared to this. But for the kind of motorcycle it is, it's more track focused. I think it's got a nice balance between track riding and
road use. Yeah.
Yes. I'm okay with it. I can do touring on this. I mean, everybody is different. I've been riding super sports like the liter class bike. For me, this is still so much more comfortable.
Okay.
And the seat height is very accessible for riders of all height. It is 800 mm. I'm 6 feet tall. I'm feeling comfortable with it, and short riders will also feel very comfortable with it.
And did you face any issues with ground clearance?
No, that's the interesting part. The seat height is low and the ground clearance is still good.
Okay.
I have traveled with my wife. I'm 90 kilos, she's about 60 kilos. So far, I've not scraped any humps. Yeah.
So from a daily use point of view, that is really
that is really good.
Yeah, especially in Bangalore, no, we have all those.
Correct.
So now let's get to think that you have actually changed and added onto this bike. So where do we start? I see the quick shifter, that's already there. So please tell us the details and the pricing especially, because the Aprilia price list that came out really scared everyone.
The accessories I got on the bike, I got the quick shifter that's got an up and down. It's got an auto blipper as well.
Okay.
That's imported from Italy. Okay. So that is why it is priced a bit.
I think it was some close to 30,000 bucks.
Yeah, 28,500 and it's about 30,000 with the labor, installation and all. But yeah, I have to say, in this segment, it's one of the best quick shifters available.
Okay. At lower RPMs also it works?
Lower RPM, I have tried using it at about 3,000 RPM. Aprilia says try shifting above 5,000 RPM. But I'm feeling good even at 4,000 RPM. I'm able to use it even from 3,000 RPM, but after 4,000 RPM, it feels a lot smoother. Yeah. The auto blipper is even better than the upshift.
Okay.
Upshift, you'll feel a bit of clunkiness, but that's okay. I mean, obviously, it's not to the level of the big bikes terms of, but in this segment, it is really good. I've tried the KTM quick shifter and I feel this is much better than that.
Okay.
It's an accessory, it is imported from Italy, but I think, that's fine.
Definitely. And I believe you are waiting for other parts as well.
Yes. So I'm waiting for a taller windscreen so that I can.
That is from Aprilia itself.
The Aprilia has something. I think the other manufacturers will bring in something as well, but Aprilia has something listed at about 800 odd rupees, a taller windscreen.
Okay.
I'm waiting for that. There are a bunch of other accessories, but those were not very interesting for me personally. They were a bit pricey also. That's one of the reasons. But yeah, I am looking forward to get an exhaust soon.
Okay, something to make it even more louder.
The bike is very restrictive actually.
Okay.
It's making good amount of power. I've hit a top speed of 200 kilometers per hour. But at that point, I feel it is restricted and the engine is capable of a lot more. Because this power restriction and everything is for the emission norms to meet the A2 level license in Europe criteria.
Okay.
So I've heard that it can go up to 60 bhp with a stage 2 tune and an exhaust.
Okay, so that's your next project.
That is what I have in mind next. I'm going to get an exhaust, I'm going to get a tune. I already have, I have the Sprint air filter installed already. So that's polyester based air filter. So it's not the typical cotton.
Okay. So it already breathes better.
It breathes better.
And now with all this power that you're planning, I'm sure you are planning something on the brakes as well, because that has been a big talking point on the RS457.
Yeah. So I think one of the main flaws of the bike is the braking. It is bad, I have to say this. Initially, in my first 800 kilometers, I did not observe it so much because I was not pushing the bike hard. The problem is when you push the bike hard, you will feel some brake fade. You will feel that the ABS is kicking in too aggressively. Okay. So I did my own testing. I could not wait for Aprilia to do it because this is something related to safety and I didn't want to take chance. Yeah. I got this bike for my wife to ride as well. I didn't want to take chances with her riding the bike. So I wanted to be very careful about it and I did whatever I had to do to just test and see what works better for me.
So, I mean, what did you do? I mean, I believe you changed the oil and
So before trying something too expensive, I started off with just something simple like brake pads. I tried EBC brake pads. Okay. It was not very different from the stock brake pads because the stock brake pads are already, the front brake pad is already a fully sintered Brembo brake pad.
Oh, it's already fully sintered?
It is already full. A lot of media guys have been saying that you had organic brake pads and then fully sintered brake pads can be added. The front brake pad is already fully sintered. We took out the brake pad, we saw the part number. It's exactly the same thing that comes on the KTM 390s and all. I'm not sure what exactly the media guys tested on the track. Everybody was of the opinion that sintered brake pads will improve it, but the front brake pad that I got in my production motorcycle, I'm telling you, the front brake pad is sintered, the rear is an organic brake pad.
Okay.
So the front brake pad is already a good brake pad. So it was not to do with the brake pad alone is what I feel.
Okay.
So brake pads were already good. I tried the EBC. The EBC was also to the same level. There is not so much of improvement. Then I thought it's something to do with the master cylinder. So what I did is I got the RCB 17mm master cylinder.
Okay.
I tried that on.
You thought it's not developing enough pressure.
Yeah, that's why I got the master cylinder. And then I also got the Brembo race brake pads.
Okay.
This is not the official Aprilia accessory. They have something else which is about 9,000 rupees for the front brake pad alone.
Okay.
I have not tried that. I don't know how that is. But I got this Brembo race brake pad and the Racing Boy master cylinder, RCB master cylinder. With that setup, the braking was good. But then again, the bite was too much from the initial bite was way too much. So you would feel good, when you're braking hard, when you're in normal moving conditions.
Emergency conditions,
you will again. What happens? The bite is too much, and then the ABS kicks in too aggressively again.
Okay.
So ABS calibration is somehow not right. So I took the master cylinder off, and I retained the Brembo race brake pads and DOT 5.1 brake fluid.
Okay, you upgraded higher
spec. Yes. Okay. So the DOT 5.1 brake fluid obviously can handle much higher temperatures. Brake fade reduces a lot. So currently I'm running on Brembo race brake pads, stock master cylinder and DOT 5.1 brake fluid. With this setup, at the moment I'm feeling it's really good. But the brake pads costed about 6,000 rupees.
Okay.
Which is still on the higher side, to be honest. I had to do these upgrades for using even daily use.
Because emergency braking you want.
But I didn't want to compromise on it. I mean, this is something Aprilia should have done, but that's okay. I am okay to spend and improve the braking. So I did this. I'm feeling it is about 60% better. It's a lot better than what it was. Yes.
Okay.
At least I'm feeling confident now.